Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description below you'll find a link to the Discord one. I can check it out. It's free to join. So let's get into a few of the options. Some of the stuff is invalidated, but most of it is still valid, unfortunately. So this still leaves us with a few options. So the main idea here is either we have completed this third wave here, and we're actually looking for this fourth wave playing out as a more complex move. And effectively, what we'd be looking for potentially is a move down into this channel area, or alternatively, at least to see a bigger corrective structure complete here for this wave four. So there's a few ways we have been looking at this. We've been, if I throw on the, if I throw this on for a second, where is he gone? There we go. So we're talking about two possibilities. Either this plays out as a WXY, where we could potentially look to come down towards this 1539 at a 1-to-1, or alternatively, we get a 5-wave move play out here in this C wave that we can see here, this yellow C wave. And actually, we look to push down into this typical zone, which would be this 1549 to this 1501. So this is something we're actually looking out for, this fourth wave in this scenario. So that would be looking at this whole move as a corrective structure. So this could be either an A, a B, and a C, or a WXY. So the difference is that if it's a WXY, it'll be a three-wave move to the downside. And effectively what we'd be looking for is something like this here, where we actually retrace back up and then we look to break down again in another move, a three-wave move to the downside. So that's what we're looking for there. Alternatively, we can argue we got a count. We're looking for the potential that this could break down as a five-wave move here. So let's get into the structures on a smaller scale now. So if I change over this now and we look at this potentially as a C wave. So it does look quite busy, but we're going to go over this move. Effectively, what I want to see is a move down to this 1555.50 to to confirm this structure. And what we'd be looking at is the potential that this could be a 1-2, and then effectively we'd be within this would be starting this third wave decline to the downside. So we'd be sort of midway through this, but currently what I'd be looking at within this, so there is a little bit of overlap over here, which is a little bit just throwing the count off a little bit. So it's making me feel like we do have some further extension with this move to the downside. So this 1555 area would be confirmation of this. But basically at the moment all it looks like we have is this is a 1, 2, 3, potentially a fourth and a fifth. So we can argue that within here potentially we're getting another extension where this becomes um, another 1, 2 in here. So it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, and then actually look to break down. So if we do get this further extension, basically confirmation would come by actually pushing down past this 1566. So we just need to be careful with this because the structure is a little bit weird in the middle here. Um, it is possible, like I said, that we could have some additional fourth and fifths here that could look to push us down towards this 1555. But what I'm currently tracking is to see whether we get rejection in this zone here, the 1648 to this 1627. So we can see we've actually come up and we've hit this 382 line, which is the 1638 already. And we could actually be looking to progress to the downside now for another fifth wave. So the target zone for this would actually be the 1601 to this 1589. And effectively what we'd be looking for is this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here, and then potentially an additional fourth and fifth. So if we are looking at it like this, basically this was quite a complex move here, so we would assume this would be a simple one. It is also possible that we could still be within this wave 3, and this is actually forming a different structure here with a triangle. So we just need to give it a little bit of space and see how this plays out, because we could actually see something play out like this, where this is a A, B, C, D, E, and actually we still have this fifth wave to come down here. So this is something we just need to be aware of. If we do form a triangle here, or even if we do push up uh, one more time, yeah, it is possible we are still actually within this fourth wave. So we're going to have to just give it a bit of space and see. Like I said, it is possible this completes into this low point, and then we're getting an additional fourth and fifth, but we need to just see how we progress here, because this fourth wave could still be in play, and then actually what we would do is we'd push this fifth wave down here, and then we'd get additional structure here, which would actually look to put us a lot closer to this 1555. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. But this is what I'm currently looking for. I want to see this corrective move to the upside here complete, and then get that further rejection. So invalidation of this count, as we have it marked up here, would be the 1656. Moving back above this would indicate, actually it would be higher up here. So this 1672, moving above 1672 would invalidate this fifth wave here. Though if we do start to move up too much higher than we are here, if we come above this 1648, we just have to be careful that we aren't getting further extension to the upside here. So, because at the moment all we have is this as a three-wave move. We haven't actually reached this typical third wave zone, and we also don't have the correct structure. So even if we do drop down and we fail to actually break this 1555 area, we need to be careful, because this whole move could still just be a corrective structure, and then we look to move up. So we're going to go over both the bullish and the bearish options in the video, and we will talk about them. So make sure that you stay tuned so you don't miss out. If we do come up higher here, I've also highlighted this box here, where potentially what we could see is that we get an additional 1 and a 2 here, but this would then be indicating that we're going to have a much deeper retracement, if this is the place that we actually look to move into. Because basically, if we do move into here and we're still looking at 4-5 wave structure, we can argue if that 618 area, a deeper move to this 1526 would be the third wave off of there. So that would then that would basically say to me that we are potentially extending here, where we get this as a 1-2, 1-2, and then actually we start to get that third, fourth, and fifth. So we get a fourth and another fifth, which could look to actually bring us down into these deeper zones we've been talking about for a while here. This zone of this 1535 to this 1389 area. So this is something we need to keep an eye on. If we do start to break down here, it could be possible we're actually coming down into this zone, or potentially to come back down and retest this channel, which, depending on how long this takes, could be anywhere sort of between this 1500 area to this 1480 zone. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye out within the move, because if we do continue to break down and we set these lower highs and lower lows here, it's possible that we could break this structure here of this 1555, which would invalidate the bullish potential here, and then actually look to move down lower here and finally take this 1535, which would completely remove the bullish count that we have. So that's just something we're going to be careful of. If we are looking at this, there's another way we can look at this. Like I said, so we're talking about this being a corrective structure here. It is also possible that basically this could just be a bigger triangle. So this is something we got to just be careful of. And the way I was looking at this is basically that within this structure we have an A, B, C. This would be an A, a B, and a C for a B wave, but we only get confirmation of a triangle on the D wave touch point. But basically, sometimes what happens within these C waves can get a bit more complex. So either we can argue that this trend line is wrong and it's sort of going to be something like this, or alternatively, we need to allow for the C wave to come down deeper. So if we do come down deeper here, effectively this trend line on the bottom here could be an interesting zone of support. Alternatively, we could look to push a little bit lower. And basically, the way that we could look at this is, as a simple move, we would have to say that it's potentially looking to complete. So we can see we've actually come down to that 1-to-1. So it is possible we could argue we have a C wave here, we're going to get a D wave up, and then we're going to get an E wave, something like this. But it would be very small at this point, and basically we'd have to just be careful about rushing to say that this is what's in play. Because what we can get sometimes is, like I said, the C wave can get a bit more complex, where we get a double zigzag. So this move could technically move back up here, test some of these zones, and then get another three wave move to the downside. and this could look to form that C wave if we are looking at a triangle. Like I said, until we get the D wave, we don't have confirmation, but this is something that could still play out for as long as we stay between the 17-14 range and this lower range here of this 15-18. So we just need to be careful because we could just see this choppy sideways movements playing out here. If this is going to be a double zigzag, this area of here would be interesting because a lot of the times when we get these as a double zigzag, they'll come back and they'll retest this B wave. So if we do actually get a move back up here, test this B wave and then progress down again in a three wave structure, it is possible that effectively that is what's going on. So we'll have to keep an eye on. But like I said, we also have that other corrective option where we are looking for the WXY. So it is also something we will have to, because if this does form this as a WX and a Y to the downside here, effectively we can argue that either it's this correction completed as a WXY, or we could be getting that triangle. So we'll have to watch how we react off the back of it. If we get clear five wave structure up out of this zone, then it would indicate to me that actually we had a WXY pattern here and it's completed, and now we're looking for that fifth. If, however, we just form a three wave structure to the upside from that point, then we can argue that we are looking potentially for a triangle at that point. So it could form along this top channel line as well, which would be interesting. Okay, the other way we were looking at this move is basically looking at it as the fact we are still um, that we were looking for this fifth wave potentially still within the third wave. So there's only one way really that I can see this playing out now, and effectively they would be looking at this as a diagonal here, where this becomes a 1. We're looking to form this 2, and then we're looking for this 3, 4, 5. So this is something that's still possible for as long as we hold this low point here of this 1535. If we lose 1535, it effectively would invalidate this potential, but it is possible we could see this play out where, like I said, this becomes an ABC for 1. This is a 2. We get a third wave up here and a three wave structure. We get another three wave move down, and then we get a three wave move to the upside. So the difference with this to the triangle is this slants upwards, and basically this third wave would take this wave one high, and this fifth wave would potentially look to take this third wave high. It doesn't have to, it can truncate, so we'll have to be careful with this one if this does develop in this zone. If we do get this play out as a diagonal here, effectively what they would be then doing is pushing this third wave to this location, and we'd still be looking for this fourth wave to come back in here. So if we do get a diagonal here, it is possible we could actually look to drop back down, retest this zone, and then look to push back up again for one more push. So it depends exactly where we come down to here. I've taken this just off this 382, and that would put us up into this 1916 to this 1811. But basically what we want to see here is whether we get a retest of this channel here and then look to push up, or if we break this and then actually look to continue to the downside here. Support, like I said, should be within this fourth wave structure here and this green box area. If we fail to hold this zone, then we can argue that we have a potentially bigger move starting to the downside. But yeah, I mean, the diagonal option is still viable if we start to follow that bigger five wave structure to the downside. So basically, if we move past, let me get it onto here. If we move past this 15, 55, 60, that would make this unlikely at this point, unless this comes back up and crosses this high point. So effectively what I mean by that is if we do get a move down here like this, that we'd have to be careful that we don't get a fourth and a fifth to the downside. The only way that that cancels is if this this next wave here comes back and takes us high. Otherwise, we could just start to continue to the downside. So we need to give it a bit of time. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comments section. Always happy to hear from you. In the description below, you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff, and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Also in the description below, you'll find affiliate links to BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you don't have an account with them, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.